at 5 p.m. on News Radio 1440.
Okay, now's you folks' time out there. You're talking all that smack when the man's not here. I talk about him too when he ain't here too, so we even. But now the man is here. So the mayor of the city of Montgomery, who every morning I'd say good morning to. He probably don't know it because they probably be sleeping about that time in the morning, and say good morning to you because the Bible says give respect, give honor to whom honor is due. I don't have to agree with you all the time, but. I think you're doing a pretty decent job running the city.
What did you say, average job?
No, well, you done.
Oh, you said high
C.
High C.
High C. I mean,
Orange flavor, a Kool-Aid flavor fruit punch.
But one of us got a little brain and one of us got a big brain. So my brain can't comprehend B's at the moment, but C is about as high as I can get to.
All right.
Anyway, good morning, Mr. Mayor.
Good morning. How you doing?
Pretty good. Now I see you give your speeches at each city council meeting, so we don't need to start with the city and all. It will look like economically we've seen that we're doing well.
Yep.
The park thing is going to open up, they say, on time around May the 31st, stuff like that, although the city doesn't really run that.
Nope.
But I imagine we are going to put some money in that every year, $1 million or so for upkeep and administrative duties and things of that nature. That's good. I think it's time we brought some to Montgomery that wasn't about race. That people could deal with. Went over to the EGI, wouldn't go for 2 years because I thought it was just another place where you just talk about what the white man did to it. But I went over there. And I got to tell you, I was impressed. Brian Stevenson did a great job, and every child in America needs to come over there and see that at least once in their life.
You have changed your tune that much?
I did.
Every child?
Every child in America needs to come see that at least once.
Wow.
Because
now, what converted you?
It was done in such a class. It wasn't blame the white folks, although they were to blame for that kind of atmosphere, but not all. Not all. It was done in a very classy. And when I walked in and seen that river, all I could think about is the screams and the despair of people getting threw off a boat because they died. That got to me.
Absolutely, it gets to most people.
Now let's get down to business here.
Let's do it.
You want to. You're looking for a raise from legislature, but you want to. Now, here's the part about you I can't understand.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I'm not looking for a raise. I ran knowing what the salary was.
You ran on with salary, but you got a piece of legislation up there where you trying to get a raise.
For the city council and the mayor.
City council. Oh, I heard just the mayor.
Oh, they didn't tell you the whole story?
No, they didn't tell me the whole story.
I'm not surprised.
Okay. One more thing. Why is it that it's hard to give the Whitehurst family something for the city of Montgomery? Screwed those people. Took their father. Mm-hmm. I know it had nothing to do with you. You was like, were you born then? 75?
Yeah, just been born.
Okay. Yeah, but it seems, and I realize you can't just write a check and say, but you could do it through a nonprofit organization. Why is everybody else getting some money out of this? It's been 48 years since that man got killed by the city of Montgomery. Why is it we have a hard time making that family somewhat whole? You can't make them whole. Well, why can't we do that?
Yeah, I don't know. One, you can't put a price tag on it, that's for sure. The second part of it is because how things were done legally at that time versus when I got in, we settled the Greg Gunn case. Now, I could deal with that because I settled it. I mean, I had control over that. And we were able to come to an agreement with the attorneys then and the family of Mr. Gunn at that time relative to, the Whitehurst case has been litigated, as you said, for decades. And it's
not been solved.
No, that's why I said litigated.
Right.
And so there's it's a challenge to go back and say, well, you're going to put this monetary amount on something that happened, 48 years ago.
Well, getting anything would be better than what they've gotten. They haven't gotten anything.
I think that we met with the Whitehurst family in my administration. We've had conversations with them. I'm open to having some more conversations at the appropriate time, but I'm not going to say that they can get anything from the city based on.
But the city did it.
What's that?
The city was responsible for what happened to them.
Yeah, but I think you also open up Pandora's box as well with other litigation.
Well, if he did that to other people, they need something too.
Well, now you aren't you Mr. Anti-Reparations?
This ain't reparations.
Okay, hold on now.
No, not anti. They start passing out checks. I'm getting in line.
Okay, I've heard you speak against things that have happened in the past that were done at the expense of others and putting a value on that.
Well,
there's a little difference. That the Whitehurst case, I mean, was something that really changed the city. I mean, it changed the whole structure of the mayor.
But nobody paid. Nobody. I mean, figuratively and literally, nobody paid for what happened to that family. Nobody. They quit their job. Okay.
Right.
But that. Anyway, we need some serious consideration on those people. If the city council came up to you and said, we want to give whatever to the White House family, would you veto it?
It depends on what it is.
Okay. We keep moving. We ain't done with this.
That's fair.
We'll keep moving. You want to appoint people to all the major boards.
Correct.
So why do we have a city council?
Well, the city council would serve in the same capacity they do in Birmingham, Huntsville, and Mobile. And in Tuscaloosa, they don't have any input. You have a city council to carry out your legislative duties of the city in terms of passing ordinances and creating those things that manage how the city laws are enforced and what laws are going to be and what ordinances are going to be on the books. The chief executive officer, which is the mayor as declared by Act 618, I don't just use that term, that's in Act 618. The chief executive officer is responsible for the day-to-day activities of the city. And these authorities that we have were created, really unto themselves, right? So they're created kind of as their own fiefdom. So we have to understand when we went from a commission form of government to mayor council form of government, why they were created, why they were set up, sort of quasi-governmental entities. One of the worst examples that we are seeing is obviously what's happened in Jackson, Mississippi, because the city government was not able to do things outside the water authority because the water authority is its own entity. That typically happened in the South. Why did it happen in the South? In part, it was a pushback on the federal government and what governments were being made to do post-Brown v. Board of Education. So what does it come back to? What do you say you don't like to talk about? Race? It comes back to how many Southern governments in particular were set up. And so because of that, we have not had an equitable investment from many of these authorities, and I would say we have not had the best management of many of these authorities.
Are you willing to reconsider paying some of these people a stipend? It does take their time.
Sure.
It does. A stipend, $20-$30 a month or something like that. I mean, are we willing to give it some teeth?
Oh, I don't mind that at all. But I want to get back to the question. Mm-hmm. So I want to make sure on the appointments now, the mayor would nominate, the council would confirm. That's what you have in Birmingham. That's what you have in Huntsville. That's what you have in Mobile. Tuscaloosa, the mayor nominates and confirms. All right. So when you look at the other,
so we're not eliminating the council outright.
No, the council has confirmation power, no different than the governor nominates who's on the ABC board or who's on the Pardons and Parole board, and then the legislature confirms. It's no different than that setup of the executive, because right now, I think that I can prove to you that we have left tens, if not hundreds of millions of dollars on the table by how the authorities have been run across the board. And those are things that compromise the growth and the progress of the city and the services that the residents get. It's not an efficient model. It may have been fine in the late 70s. It's not one that works to the benefit of the residents in 2023.
But it does give you a little bit more power than you have now when it comes to suggesting that people go on the board.
Well, listen.
I ain't mad at you, but
it gives the mayor, whoever the mayor is, some say so in what he is being held responsible for. No, people don't go to the city council about the airport. Maxwell Air Force Base doesn't come to the city council about the airport. They come to the mayor. So if those folks are going to come to the mayor and say, hey, what are you doing about this or what are you doing about X, I at least like to be able to say I had a little bit of say-so and how it's being operated.
Take the calls for you. People want me to shut up. Good morning, you're on air.
Good morning, Mr. Alkin.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Mayor.
Good morning. Good morning.
You're a hard man to catch.
Well, that's why I had to come on the show.
I know. I'm glad. Well, at least I'm able to speak to you. You know who you're speaking with. Who you're speaking with.
I think this is Miss Fan.
That's right.
Okay.
Let me tell you one thing. Okay, yesterday I was invited to go to a school to speak.
Mm-hmm.
It was the school over on Woodley Road, the Head Start. They're the most professional persons I have ever dealt with, that whole staff. Mrs. Summerline, she's a director. I wish you would have some time one day to go over there and see exactly what they're doing, those kids. Now, those are persons I said they need a raise. And I tell you, professionalism, those staff, administration, now those are persons that really need to have credit in this city. And I'm hoping, I know you don't have all that much to do as far as the teachers is concerned, but they need to be recognized. And I wish you would recognize them.
This is Teacher Appreciation Week, or was that? I think that's this week. So I certainly, we certainly cannot recognize them enough.
Well, I wish you would. And I want you to recognize some other persons. You know, I'm speaking about our neighborhoods. They're doing a little work here, but they could do better in North Patch. You know, I'm telling the truth. That's the reason I gave my seat up. I don't mean to sound negative to you this morning.
No, I understand.
But some things need to be said and be heard. You know, I've been in politics, and I wasn't getting paid at all in Fairfax. I organized 2 unions and helped this and helped that. But some of the jobs has not been completed here in the city, and you know it, and I know it. So let's start doing some things in the rear and start doing these new items. I'm not trying to run your city.
No, that's good feedback.
That need to be said.
All right.
Okay, thanks for your time.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good morning. On the phone with the mayor.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Hey there.
Hey, am I on the air?
Yes, you are.
I appreciate you having the mayor on. Mayor, I appreciate you coming on and using your time to do this as a public forum. I'm sure it can be very scrutinizing at times. But I just wanted to say on behalf of all Confederate sons of the Confederacy, we do want to see systemic change. And I do forgive you for saying that as someone that has lived in Montgomery my whole life, being a Caucasian male that grew up in a predominantly black neighborhood. I'm more urban than most of my urban friends, but I just wanted to say, on behalf of all of us sons of the Confederacy, even though I'm not, we forgive you, Mayor. We forgive you for saying that.
What did he say?
Well, we all heard what he said in the tapes about the sons of the Confederacy not wanting to see systemic change in the city, and we definitely do. So I just wanted to point that out, even though there was no formal apology made to us Caucasians on that behalf.
And there won't be. And I didn't ask for your forgiveness. I didn't ask you to forgive me. I don't need you to forgive me.
Okay, well, there it is. And this is Payson Smitherman Sr., by the way. And I would love if you inform your officers on the difference between hemp and marijuana, because there's a big difference. There's a lot of us out here that are trying to help people get off opiates.
Now, that I understand.
Yeah, but the other thing as well. So, yeah, everything's good. Y'all have a blessed day. Thank you.
All righty then. Good morning. You're on the air with the mayor.
Kevin, is this me?
That's you.
Kevin, this is Mr. Hunter, and I just want to talk to the mayor. I just want to find out what's the status on what we talked about the last time he was in here, that he was in there, and he said he was going to come back and talk to the people. I keep finding out what's going on. I want to know what happened March the 8th.
What was the question? You have to remind me.
Have to remind you?
Yeah, what was the question?
The question was, why did your officer stop me on Carter Hill Road? And I think that was West Street, one of those streets right there near Burger King there. And I went on to ask you, well, what I was telling you rather, what your officer had done, stopping without probable cause on Narrow Lane Road. And they searched my car. They called the dogs out. They shift my papers all over the seats and everything. I'm quite sure you're aware of me filing some at City Hall, right? You're not aware of that?
No. You filed a lawsuit or you just filed a complaint?
I did the complaint.
Okay.
I did the complaint. Lawsuit coming next. But I'm trying to find out what have you found and why Captain Russell have not gotten back in contact with me. Now, I've talked with Chief Hall, and Chief Hall, he talked real respectable. Now, but I'm asking you right now, the only thing I'm asking you right now, out of all this time, why haven't someone gotten with me? I want to hear exactly from your mouth. I want to hear from your mouth on the radio to let the people know that I'm not trying to hide anything. I want to let people know what happened out there.
Mr.
So
Hunt,
the way that you can call, you also have someone call you now to while you on the air to let the people know what happened out there. Why was my car searched and the dogs were called out?
Well, I don't want to put anything that's private out in the public domain.
No. It's not private. I want it to be public. I don't have nothing to hide. I want the public to know. Now, you the mayor of the city. You're the mayor of the city, and I want the public to know. I don't have nothing to hide because I don't like what they did. They stopped and searched my car, had papers all scattered all over my seat, and then they looked on my jacket and said, "Yeah, he had a state of Alabama a badge on him, and then also he have a sheriff department badge on the back seat on his vest." Now, I want all of them to come out in the public. I'm not trying to hide anything. And I want to know why was my car searched. They had no probable cause. Now, I also want you to...
Hey, Mr. Hunter. Hold on. I don't want you to take up all the time, Kevin. So, one, there's a process for you to go through. You got a complaint with the city and with the police department. So, if you've done that, then we'll let the process play out. Now, let me tell you what I got on March the 7th. I'm glad you gave me the time. We attempted to make contact with Mr. Hunter to gather more information regarding his complaint at the most recent contact number that was on file with no results. We then attempted to make contact with him at the most recent address on file and were unable to make contact with anyone there. However, neighbors informed us that the address was his mother's residence and they didn't have a current address for him. That's March 7th. That answer your question? That should. Let's move on. Thanks, Mr. Hunter.
Come on now. Come on back with that now.
Okay, well, listen, it's just a personal
We got
thing.
other calls.
Yeah.
I just answered the question. They updated me. Thank you.
Good morning. Who's this?
Good morning.
Mm-hmm.
Good morning.
Hey, Mr. Mayor, you accused Charles Lee of extorting you. What have you done so far to bring this man to justice?
We've turned it over to the authorities. I met with the Attorney General.
Attorney General. What about the DA?
No, the DA
referred
us to the Attorney General's office.
Would it be the DA? You
asked the question. I just answered it. It's under investigation.
Did you say with Attorney? Did you file have you done anything?
I just answered the question.
This man extorted you.
The complaint's been filed. Now, why else would I sit down with the Attorney General? Just to talk about who won the basketball game last night?
It could be.
Well, no, I don't do that. I don't have time for that.
I know how you slip with words and stuff.
I ain't slick. I'm pretty straightforward with it. You listen to me. I'm pretty clear.
Have you filed an affidavit saying what Charles Lee did to extort you?
I have done everything legally required.
Have you filed an affidavit saying he extorted you?
We have filed all legal paperwork. Yes, sir.
See, you won't say that. You're as Slick Willie.
Okay, appreciate it. Y'all got
this as a compliment.
Yeah. Good morning. Who's this?
Good morning. Good morning, Mary. Good morning, Kevin. Good morning, listening audience. I would like to ask a question. Is it possible Montgomery could have an occupational tax to help the city out?
Well, it's not possible right now. Under the legislature, Representative Reed Ingram made sure to pass that within 60 days of us getting in office. So, that was something that they passed before. That was in January. I think it was the first House bill that was introduced. So now there's a bill to remove all occupational taxes from all cities. Now, I don't know if that bill in the legislature has a chance of passing or not. I would imagine with 26 cities, Auburn and Birmingham in particular, being against that is going to be kind of hard. But that kind of shows you the type of people we have in our local delegation who want to hamper the city's ability to make local decisions that the city council passed. So the city council actually passed that. And so It's not possible for the city to do that right now, but that's right now.
Okay. Good morning. You're on the air with the mayor.
Sardelkus.
Yes.
Is that me?
That's you.
Okay, good morning. Good morning, Mayor Reed.
Good morning.
Mayor Reed, this is Sergeant McCoy.
Yes, sir.
I supported the sanitation getting that pay raise, but they have not picked up limbs and debris off my block in over a month.
What's your address?
The 300 blocks of Canna Drive.
The 300 of what now?
300 block of Canna Drive.
Okay.
There are limbs and debris been out here on the street for over a month.
Okay. Well,
thank you, sir.
I will get on it today.
I want to call you Sunday, but you don't take calls on Sunday, so
I'll take calls.
I mean, you know.
I don't mind taking calls, but it's just like coming here. I don't listen. You see how I engage now, so you get this. It's not.
That's what I like about when you come on this side of town.
Yeah.
You talk, but when you're on the other side of town, he talk, and it's not fair to the citizens. Y'all have a good day, man.
Appreciate it. Mayor Stephen Reed is with us this morning. 860-1440 is the number. You can text me 241-9998 if you cannot get through. Good morning on air.
Good morning.
Morning.
Is that me, Kevin?
That's you.
Okay, Mr. Mayor.
Yes.
This is Avis Love Lewis.
How are you doing?
And well, Mr. Mayor, I'm kind of disheartened. You know,
how can we help you with that?
I served my country 21 years. I started out at the Women Army Corps, the Army National Guard, the Air National Guard, and on, and God blessed me with 21 years. But, Mr. Mayor, when I tried for 2 years to get that flyer, giving away money, God's money to people, and then the last year for me to be told that you're over that department, I went to you. You told me that you would work things out so I could get in it. But I was refused several times, Mayor. And
you were refused several times?
Forgiveness, but I was refused for 2 years to put that flyer in the library, giving away money to the community.
Yes, yes.
But tell me.
The library board. The library board gave me feedback on why that is not allowed. But it's not just you, for other groups as well. So there's some positions that the library board does not want to take as it relates to community and what is placed on the board, because once you do that, then everybody wants to do that, and they want to keep their...
Mr. Mayor, excuse me. I worked in the library when I lived here, volunteered several years in the library. And what the reason Ms. Holmes gave me, after I jumped through hoops, doing everything she told me to do for 2 years, the reason she gave me was because I had God in the title. What God have done for me. Testimony story. That's the reason she gave me. But, you know, now I'm feeling like, I know God, there's a God, but I'm feeling like I'm just going to quit trying to participate in the city. I've been denied for the wellness program. I've been denied for the program in Auburn, and I can go on and on. But you know what, Mr. Mayor? There's a God. He knows everything. You can't hide anything from him. But I thank you for answering the question. I appreciate you.
Thank you, but we want you to stay involved. So certainly understand your disappointment with the library in that regard, but we still want you to stay involved and keep participating and helping us be a better and more responsive government.
Okay. Good morning. On air with the mayor.
Good morning, Mayor.
Good morning.
Appreciate your hard work. I know you got bombs coming in from every direction, but just keep your head up high and keep rolling. I think I'm gonna give you better than a C. I'm gonna give you a B with room for improvement.
I can take that. That's what I told Kevin. I said nobody's perfect, so you start off there. So there's always room. There's always more work to be done.
Yes, but one of my biggest issues, and that's all the metro cities I've been in, is in Montgomery. I noticed there's a lot of ways I can see that revenue could be brought into this state and city. Mm-hmm. But one of the things that blows my mind is the people that come here every day. I watch the rush hour traffic at 7 in the morning and watch them leaving out of here at 4 o'clock in the evening. And some of them doesn't even buy gas or lunch here in the city. They just take the money out of the city, go somewhere, and say how bad it is in Montgomery. Get a negative thought, but every day rush hour traffic is back in here to rape the city. So that tells me there's a lot of money here. And boy, if we could, like I went to New York, and somebody always told me to keep change in my car. I didn't realize you need $100 to get to New York and get out of there without paying. In other words, revenue being generated on people that don't live here in the city, that come here and rape it every day and then give us a negative thought. That's one of my dreams, that some kind of way we can figure out how to...
Toll road, baby. Toll road.
That's where I wanted to go. Kevin, you hit it on the nose. But, man, I appreciate you, but that's the thought I wanted to throw out there, too.
No, thank you. I appreciate it. I think that there's regional cooperation and collaboration. We can do more of that to make sure that we're sharing all the costs as well as all the gains throughout the region of Central Alabama, not just in the city of Montgomery, for what you just stated.
We've got to take a break. We'll be back. Mayor Stephen Reed's with us, 860-1440. You can text me if you can't get through the telephone, 334-241-9998. We'll be back after this.
Franchise opportunities also available at JannyKingCleans.com.
Don't miss Sean Hannity.
Biden incoherently adheres.
Live this afternoon at 2 p.m. on News Radio 1440.
Okay, we're back. Listen, I realize everybody's got a lot of questions. We don't have a whole lot of time. Can you just succinctly get your question after the mayor?
I'll give a short answer.
Well, because I was going to call you Reverend Reed in a minute here. Let's go back to the phones. Good morning, on the air.
Good morning, Kevin.
Good morning, sir.
Now, Reed, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Rev. How you doing?
Fine. I had to turn my radio down. I thought I wasn't going to get in. I've been trying to get in ever since. I want you to do this, and I'm going to sit back and listen. I want you to tell your listening audience all the things that you were saying last Sunday when you're bringing money in, the things that you're trying to do. And I say to you, if they let you stay in 20 years like they did Mount Form, or 8 years like they did Bobby Bright, or 16 like the Mount, this city will be a different city probably during my lifetime. Will you explain to us all the things that you've done? They talk about you going to Washington, D.C. Tell them what you are doing, because they don't know what you're doing. So I'm going to sit back and listen, and have a blessed day.
I appreciate it.
Reverend, thank you. I appreciate the question. I think a lot of people don't criticize what they don't understand. And so most people don't understand the approach to investing in the city and investing in our people that I do. And so you go where there's the biggest domestic investment in this country since Dwight D. Eisenhower was president. And so when you have those type of opportunities and you get invited, you can't just show up in Washington. Somebody's got to want you to be there. So that's number one. And somebody's got to respect you enough to ask you to come. And then you go to try to push for things that in this community we just have not done, to bring investment to grow the city population, to grow the city economically, and to grow it in an equitable fashion through the federal government as well as global philanthropic organizations that want to invest in communities like Montgomery. Many of them, as Kevin was saying earlier, come here to visit the Civil Rights Trail to learn about civil rights, so they want to invest and they want to partner. And so when you're in the city's best financial condition that we've been in 30 years, when you have the highest bond rating that we've had in well over 20 plus years, when you bring the most jobs and economic development that the city has ever had in one calendar year in 2022, then people say, well, something must be happening, pretty good.
Let me get a couple more calls. I don't have a lot of time, but
no, Reverend Sankey, I appreciate it. But it's all about, bringing investment opportunities back to the city to help grow us in every facet that we need to be a better place.
Appreciate it. Good morning, you're on air.
Well, other than the mayor being accused, I think that's one of his biggest mistakes. He didn't play the right.
Being accused.
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
I don't know.
I take offense to that.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Hey, come on,
that's a cheap shot.
But we need an occupational tax. But I'll tell you this much: your pops gave me some advice one day, and I took it, and it's been the best advice I ever had. And I appreciate him and everything that he's done.
Thank you.
That's all I gotta say.
All right, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Good morning, you're on air.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is Stacey Whitehurst.
All right, Stacey.
The mayor know me. We go way back to Cloverdale days. We good friends. But I'm calling on behalf of everybody knowing this city what happened to my father. Mm-hmm. We even heard from back then the Attorney General, made a statement that what had happened to him, for as is dealing with him losing his life. Even the officers thought they was right. And the Attorney General came in and said how they thought they was right. They killed someone.
Mm-hmm.
They took his life. They took him away from his wife. They took him away from his 4 little kids. And because of that, I grew up without a father. Now, I don't know if you remember, Stephen, but I was good in track and field. Everybody around this city know that Stacey Whitehurst was one of the fastest guys around here. Me and Orlando Parker.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, that right there gave me the strength and gave me the confidence to push myself, because I didn't have that father.
Mm-hmm.
Like you got your father to encourage you, to give you what you need, and look at you now. I would never go against you, brother, because you like a brother to me. And not only just that, we may be related. There's a lot of people say me and you look alike, but I don't know if you ever put up your ancestry DNA. Reed is in my family. We may be related, but I ain't called to talk about that. I called to talk to you about, I just heard you say you're going to Washington. Well, that's a great opportunity to bring out the Whitehurst case, because a lot of people just don't know about it. I really believe if my father's case can get outside of Alabama walls, something can happen. I really believe that. And that's all I want to say. And I want to tell you this right here. You're doing a great job for the city. Keep pushing, brother. I'm 100% behind you. I'm always going to be cheering for you. Just want to let you know that.
I appreciate that.
Y'all have a great day. All right.
Yeah, let me just say that before we go to the next call. No, I appreciate that, Stacey. I remember way back in the day, all the talent and skill, personality that you had, and certainly appreciate support. And your family has been supportive, even in our conversations. What I've learned is there are a lot of things that you may want to do that you can't do, and it's not as cut and dry as one case to another. And so it's not anything that we have, in particular myself, it's not anything that I have forgotten about. It's not anything that I have just discounted or disqualified because of what happened, and because of other cases that happened after that. Here in the city of Montgomery, we talked about that, a few years back when I first came in, and so it's something that we've got to continue to look at and continue to see how we handle as a city. And as I said earlier, it's one of those things that I think legally the question is, how do you address this and not address others that have happened? And so,
maybe we should address others.
Listen, again, I think that's a fair question, and again, you can't put a price on anyone's life that's gone, regardless if it's 50 days or almost 50
Of course,
years.
now we just saw something yesterday. Some woman blamed the former president for something that happened 30 years ago, and she's just getting paid. and she didn't die. So I'm just saying, we don't understand as citizens that this could happen. Mm-hmm. People bring up things all the time, and they get money. The nation, matter of fact, Myra McPherson, who's the New York Times reporter, said this was Alabama's Watergate, and I brought it down here on the air one day, and we talked about this, and nobody quite understands why we cannot solve this, why we just can't give this family some. We just don't get it. Everybody else getting money. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so just write that check. Okay, just write the check. I'm just telling you.
It's a lot of checks I'd like to write.
Yeah, I understand.
I can't write them all. The city council has.
But you're a Morehouse man. You can tell a Morehouse man something, but you can't tell them a whole lot, right? you can make this happen. Good morning, you on air.
Yes, sir.
Mayor Reed.
Yes, sir.
Are you still proposing a raise for yourself?
Am I what now?
Proposing a raise for yourself.
Well, I didn't propose it. So let's be clear. I didn't propose it. It was proposed to me, and it was proposed under Mayor Strange prior to that. So this isn't the first time that's happened.
Okay, I was just wondering.
But no, I did not propose a raise for the mayor. I did propose that if the mayor was going to the mayor's salary would be improved legislatively, that the city council salary. That was not an initial part of the conversation. So I did say, well, I think if the mayor does it, then the city council ought to get theirs too. And that brings us in line with other cities.
Yeah, so one more question.
Mm-hmm.
Last time we talked, Mayor, you was talking about, I mentioned police patrol, and you said you and the chief was talking about buying different kinds of motorcycles. Have anything come up besides that?
Oh, yeah, he's put in that order. He has put in that order. Well, and I think the other thing is we also want to get more folks in that division as well. So but now we got 70 cars, right. 70 cars and SUVs. So it's not like we haven't improved the fleet. The fleet has been improved dramatically, and it needed it. I mean, it needed it, and we had the money to do it. So when you're in a good financial position to put those things in the budget, you do those things that are necessary. No different than the community centers we're working on right now, and some of the other parks, throughout the city. You got to make sure you take care of things that the residents need, as well as, the 2,600 employees as well.
That's right. Listen, you have a good day, Mayor.
All right, appreciate it. Let me see who this is. Good morning, who's this?
Hey, it's Doug Singleton.
Yes, Commissioner.
Man,
that's the chairman.
You're getting way too many softball questions up there, man.
He said softball question. He's supposed to be a baseball coach.
No, I'm talking about they throwing you softballs.
Oh,
yeah. Hey,
Kevin threw a high fast one right underneath the chin when we first out of the gate.
Well,
yeah, he'll do that.
Yeah.
He's sneaky. But what people don't understand is that the mayor is probably the 14th, 15th, 20th highest paid city employee.
Oh,
and
yeah.
So you got all these people reporting to you, and you think Nick Saban would have 15 to 20 of his staff, assistants, making more money than he's making? So it don't make any sense when people say, well, the mayor's trying to get a pay raise. Well, the pay for that job that you're in is grossly underpaid.
Yeah.
And it's been grossly underpaid for
it's about 30 years, I think, since they touched it. I think about 30.
So that's what I'm saying. So it's not you out there trying to get a pay raise. And even if you were trying to get a pay raise, there shouldn't be any objection to that at all.
Especially if you're getting a city council raise, too.
Yeah.
So, that's a good one. It's the capital city of the state of Alabama, so you ought to get, let's not go too far.
But the mayor's the number one official in the city of Montgomery, and they should be compensated for being the number. I mean, it's fairly simple.
Yeah, I mean, would you ask that Bronner makes a good piece of change?
Ooh. Yeah, well, I guarantee nobody up there makes more than Bronner makes.
Yeah, I bet they don't.
No, and they shouldn't.
No, you're the man.
So.
All right.
Anyway, so
hey, look at
maybe somebody give it.
Is that rubber that you're using this morning? That a special breed?
Wait, what?
I mean, his lips is bouncing off your butt like I don't know what.
Oh,
he ain't doing that.
Listen. Is this Don? Wait a minute. Is this Don calling in?
No, I'm just saying. All right, appreciate it. Let me see.
Jeremy.
One more. Good morning on air.
Good morning.
Morning. Quickly.
All right. Let's stop pussyfooting around.
Okay.
Mel,
yes,
why
sir.
you denied Charles Lee kids from that $200?
Listen, I don't think anyone who tries to extort the CEO of any organization should then come back and ask that organization for money.
But that was about the kids, though.
What's that?
That was about the kids, though. That wasn't about. I mean, I think that was kind of trivial.
Hold on now. Let's back up.
Yeah.
I thought we were about to go out smooth and quiet. I get over here to something. Now wait, that was
about the kids, though. That wasn't about him. About getting the money when you turn them down at the city council meeting. That's about the kids, not him.
Who runs the organization?
Well, we know who runs it, but he's still about the kids, though.
Wait, say what?
It's still about the kids.
So are you telling me? Hold on now. Are you telling me that our standards now in the city should be that if somebody is a principal of a school, because you had a different approach when it came to high school coaches and principals getting in trouble, and then teachers, and I've heard you over the years now, that you didn't say it was about the kids when they got in trouble or they were accused of something.
It's about the kids.
No, listen, no. What I would say is then the board, he's got a board, then the board has to say, well, hey, maybe until things clear up and the legal process plays out, let's put this over here on the side. Now, boards can do that. They can bring in an interim director, and then you come back and talk to me.
Okay. Well, all right then. But next time, though, let the kids have the money. I'm just saying.
Next time, I think we ought to be careful who we ask the kids to follow and listen to. How about that?
One more guy. Hey, you got 30 seconds real quick.
Hey, Kevin, good morning.
Hey, Pretty, got 30 seconds.
Hey, all right, I'll make it real quick. Mr. Mayor, Ed Bertarelli here. Hey, and sometimes I'm not a big fan, but I will say this, and Kevin can attest to it. I totally support the pay raise. You are grossly underpaid for the job that you do. And I want to shoot out kudos to the 311 system of the city of Montgomery. It works like a charm, so keep up the good work when it comes to that.
Ooh, some good news about 311. Thank you.
All right.
We appreciate that.
Appreciate it. And just remember, Mayor,
we got some work to do.
If we didn't learn nothing else today, it's about the kids. We'll be back.
Hey, it's about the leadership.
Now, your WSFA 12 News Update. 40.
Good morning. I'm Jasmine Williams, the WSFA 12 News.